what are some of the best natural anti-inflammatories? If you're sick of taking Advil or ibuprofen or Tylenol and you want a natural, less aggressive, I guess, a way to relieve your pain, then this might be very helpful. Hi, I'm Dr. Ken from Spinal and Sports Care Clinic, and today I'm doing a little video on natural anti-inflammatories. So I've done a decent amount of research on this. I really like to make sure that I'm recommending things that have some level of clinical research behind them. The supplement world is a wonderful, wacky place, and there are a lot of good supplements, and there are a lot of supplements that maybe are not quite as pure as they claim to be or as effective. In fact, there's been all sorts of controversies. Some probiotic manufacturers have been found to be packing their pills with cellulose. Some supplements have been found to have toxic levels of heavy metals. Kind of important to know which companies to trust and which supplements are actually effective for pain. So today I'm going to cover two supplements that I really like for pain relief and just natural anti-inflammatories in general, and a simple way to tell if a supplement is worth looking at for purchase, whether it's pure or not. And then I'll give you two brands that I really like. So let's start with the first thing, which is the first supplement that I recommend for anti-inflammatory action, and that is curcumin. You might better know it as turmeric, but those are not quite the same thing. Turmeric is a root, and it's often packaged in powder form, and the active ingredient in turmeric is curcumin or curcuminoids. These curcuminoids are potent anti-inflammatories. Historically, there's been a couple problems with turmeric and curcumin supplements. The big problem has been absorption. It's poorly absorbed across the gut, and there's a couple things that they have found that helps that. One is black pepper, and you'll see a lot of curcumin supplements, turmeric supplements, advertised as having black pepper to promote absorption. And the other thing is that they are only fat soluble, so they need to be eaten with a little bit of fat to be absorbed. There is now, however, a formulation that gets around this problem. And it's done, the way the formulation works is they've taken their curcuminoids only, the active ingredient, and they've encapsulated them in little liposomes. Basically, they're little fat spheres, microscopic fat spheres. Fat spheres, man, I can't say that fast. And that has a much, much higher absorption rate than your typical turmeric supplement. It's not even close, actually. And there's actually clinical research behind it that has shown time and time again that the absorption rate is far superior to any other formulation. That formulation is called Meriva, M-E-R-I-V-A, Meriva. It's a trademarked, I believe, trademarked or patented approach. And so when you're looking for a curcumin supplement, turmeric supplement, I'm going to use those words interchangeably, you want something that says Meriva on it. That means that it's got that formulation, which means the effectiveness of that supplement is going to be far greater than something with black pepper or whatever in it. No shade being thrown at the black pepper. It's just when we're looking at effectiveness, this one's head and shoulders above. So what are the two brands I really like for this? There's two. There's Thorne and there's Yarrow. Yarrow is spelled with a J, pronounced like a yarrow. Both of those supplements are pretty affordable, and you can find them on Amazon, and they're worth a try. Dosing, usually I recommend people just to take the recommended dose in the bottle, about 1 gram to start. Sometimes there's GI upset, but I've found that with this formulation, there's not very much GI upset at all. I've even had people with major GI issues take this and, 1, notice an effect on their pain, 2, not really have any GI upset. So that's typically the amount that I prescribe. You can start off with half dose, not a bad idea, 500 milligrams versus 1 gram, just to see if, make sure that it doesn't bother your stomach. All right. The second anti-inflammatory I like is omega-3s. And that also has quite a bit of research behind it. It's found to be useful in migraines. It's found to be useful in inflammatory arthropathies like rheumatoid arthritis or psoriasis. In terms of purity, you want something that's been tested for purity, and I'll get into that in a second. I'm actually going to jump into the brands real quick. I like Nordic Naturals, and I like Thorne. Thorne and Nordic Naturals both have high quality, shelf stable omega-3s. Typically, the dosage is about a gram. That's usually what people start off with. Some of the studies I looked at had much more. Some were 1.5, some were 2. It kind of depends, I think, on individual biology. Start off with maybe a half dose again to make sure your stomach doesn't get upset, and then go from there. Typically best to follow the manufacturer's instructions. So jumping into my last point, how do you know what supplements to buy? I usually recommend that people look for supplements that say or tout that they have had NSF testing. NSF testing is basically third-party purity testing. So if a supplement company is willing to do third-party testing and verify the potency and the purity of their supplements, to me, that's an act of good faith. That's them saying, yeah, test it. It's good stuff, right? And that way you can make sure that there's no lead, heavy metals, or other stuff, which has been found in supplements. And that way you can ensure that there's purity and that they can stand behind their product. So curcumin and omega-3s, those are my 2 favorite supplements for anti-inflammatory relief. One final recommendation, when you buy it, take the whole bottle. Don't quit halfway through because you don't feel anything yet. Take the whole bottle, then take a week off, and then see if you've got a difference. Multiple times patients have told me, I wasn't sure if it was helping. I didn't have any for about a week, and man, that was helping a lot. I didn't realize it. So I hope this helps.